Good morning and welcome to this weekly market update from AGM Markets. Today is the 21st of November 2013. What we'll do today is go through some technical analysis on Euro Dollar, Cable Dollar, Swiss, Euro Pound, Aussie Dollar and Gold. Just going to go through some technical analysis, review what's been going on in the markets, and yeah, just go through the interesting setups that I think are in play, and just the main focus of each of the charts really. Looking at sort of a daily chart time frame, 4 hour, maybe even 1 hour as well. Okay, then let's have a look at this Euro Dollar chart. So briefly, just flip it to the weekly and have a look at what the last sort of few weeks' candles were. Yeah, so last week's candle, a nice bullish candle, not quite an engulfing. Nicely came off the 200-week moving average though, so bear that in mind. This week's candles really start to sell off this week. Yesterday, there was some chatter about negative deposit rates from the Eurozone, so that really has weighed on the euro. But of course it could just be rumours and may not even be facts, so we could even get the euro popping up this week, so it'll be quite interesting. Keep an eye on the news wires to see what happens for that. But let's keep it to the daily. We won't dwell too much on the weekly, as these are weekly videos. In terms of the daily chart, this daily fib is still what it's all about. It's still in play, this long setup. So buyers coming in at this 50% retracement here, are looking for these highs to get taken out. But what we also have at the other side is, if you draw a fib from this recent swing high here to the low there and extend it, then you can also see, surprise surprise, sellers are coming in at the 50% retracement. There's also a nice 50-day moving average confluence level there as well, so a double confluence sell signal, sellers coming in and pushing it down. So they'll be looking for these lows at the sort of one spot 32.94s to get taken out. And then what you also have is this small one here from 7th November lows to that high there, and sellers coming in at the 61.8% retracement. And we also have that 100-day moving average there, which is sort of slightly capping it at the minute as well. So there's some really interesting setups going on this this Euro Dollar daily chart. Well, I mean, it depends if you flip it to the 4 hour, they're still there as well. So yeah, there's a big sort of tug of war at the minute. There's big long setup in play, then that sell setup, the seller's looking to push it down. Then also there's shorter buying opportunity as well, so buyers looking to keep on grinding that higher. And that really is all the focus, to be honest with you, on that Euro Dollar. I mean, if you flip it to the 4 hour, you can see these two setups much clearer. And you can see on the 4 hour, got that 200 SMA as well, with a nice sort of reversal candle. Well, not quite a reversal candle, but a decent upper wick on that. So the buyers pushed it above the 50%. We tapped the 200 SMA, sellers came down, closed it below the 50%, and we pretty much sold off. And then yeah, let's just look at that same fib again on the 4 hour. Really sort of textbook bounce there, pierced it a few pips to 61.8, and it's now producing a nice bullish 4 hour engulfing candle. So if we get a 4 hour close above that 50%, then it should rotate higher. But now it'd be very interesting to see going into the rest of the week which sort of fibs play out. But that's really all I'm focused on, really. I mean, in terms of the 1 hour, sorry, we did this trendline support was holding. So yeah, from the 7th November, really nice trendline support. Really sort of technical stuff there, nice bounces, nice candle formations off that trendline support. But yesterday, as soon as we got that rumour about them negative deposit rates, then we got a really bearish candle closed below, and yeah, it's just sort of grinding lower really. But no, we could get a bounce off here, it would be interesting to see. But yeah, that's the main focus. Also, in terms of key levels, if you're looking at the sort of round number option expiry levels, then 134 is the key level which we're bouncing off currently. So that's a nice confluence there with the 61.8. sort of double confluence there, 61.8, and a lovely level there, pretty much to the pip. And we've got we had a nice bounce off that, and it's still bouncing up. So yeah, that's euro. Let's have a look at the cable. Not as interesting as the euro dollar chart. Euro's been really technical. But cable is still sort of hovering around the sort of, still just pretty much chopping around in between this range. We haven't had a daily candle close either side of 162.32s and 158 since the 13th of September, so it's still in between this range. You can see we've had a few day candle close above the 50 day moving average here, so buyers are going to be looking to grind that high into these highs, and sellers obviously want to keep it below that 50 DMA and press these lows again. And if we do get below these lows, then this will be the key fib here, which is pretty much the low, the lows of the year to the highs of the year, that key fib there. In terms of shorter term plays, shorter term fibs, a lot of the buyers will be looking at this fib here. So from that high, that low to that high there, the 50% comes out once more 60.15s there. But of course we've got some moving averages here floating around and sort of flattening up as well. So if we do get a retracement down, then keep an eye out on that, and that's pretty much the same on the 1 hour chart as well. Dollar Swiss, just that's from last week's video, I think. Dollar Swiss, I mean, it's been a very mirror image chart of euro dollar, been saying for a long time now. So on the euro dollar, but we've got a long setup coming at 61.8, and on euro dollar and on dollar Swiss, we've got a sell setup coming at 61.8 as well. It's a nice mirror image chart. Also, we got yesterday when we got the bounce. When we got the sell-off on euro dollar, we subsequently had a bounce on dollar Swiss, and it's come up. But we did close below this 50% here, and also we closed below the 100-day moving average. So the sellers are still in play on this dollar Swiss, in my opinion, which would make me think that the buyers are still in play on the euro dollar, and that's kind of evident with the current sort of 4-hour candle that's going on at the minute on euro dollar. So yeah, sellers are still in play. But to continue the momentum towards the downside, we really need to get a close below the 50-day moving average here. You can see it's just been chopping in between for the last sort of week or so. It's been in between the sort of 50-day and 100-day moving average. So keep an eye on that. In terms of the 4-hour, well, we had that trend line resistance there, and that's got broken above. So yeah, if we're going to get momentum towards the downside, we need to close below that as well. But it's all about the daily chart. I think the daily chart's been really technical, and it looks like the sellers are still in play on that one. In terms of buying up, well, in terms of sort of 4-hour chart, so I should delete that fib. In terms of the 4-hour, it's interesting to see, because I thought this would have been a nice technical fib, but it didn't quite come down to the 50%, but it did come down to this 200 SMA pretty much to the pip, and it rotated higher, and I think there's a key level there as well. Yeah, they're pretty much where the 90, well, I suppose you can't really use that. I can't remember what the level was looking at now. It must have been a different time frame, but yeah, that's pretty much why the dollar Swiss rotated higher. So you see that there on the 4-hour, that 200 SMA, nice rotation towards the upside, and yeah, that was the fib I left up from the previous week's video. You can see the 50-day moving average as well, nice sort of test on that, and rotation higher. But yeah, you can see for the bulls want to see this get above this 100-day moving average here. For the bulls really, they want to see it to get above the 100-day, and the bears want to get it below the 50-day here. So two key moving averages there, which are capping both of the pairs at the minute. Euro sterling, it's all about this key, the 83.30s level here, the key line in the sand that's been holding since the sort of start of October really, and you can see today's daily candles looking quite bullish, a nice sort of hammer pattern at the minute, so keep an eye on the daily candle close on that one. If it closes a hammer, then we should rotate higher towards this 50-day moving average. A fib that was in play is this one here. You can see from that recent swing high to the low, the sort of 50%, 61.8% retracement sort of range. Sellers came in at that level, so we'll be looking for these lows to get taken out, but I can't see them getting taken out for the near future because this level is looking very strong. It's been a triple bottom test here really, so it looks like that wants to come back up and test that level. Yeah, in terms of the 4 hours isn't really that interesting, it's a little bit choppier. Yeah, I'd still be looking at this sort of 50% level, to be honest with you, even on the daily as well. And flip at the 1 hour is very, very choppy. But of course, there's always be interesting levels to look at. I mean, you can look at these highs here. That sort of low there, counteracting with the high. There you can see we're getting nice bit of resistance there. It's a previous support turning into resistance. Just look at it in terms of key levels, really, if you're looking at the shorter term time frames. Let's have a look at the Aussie chart. Aussie is still a really, really interesting chart, especially on this daily. We spoke about this in last week's video. The two big fibs that are in place with this big selling opportunity, that the sellers came in at this 50% at 0.9715s. Nice pierce there, lovely reversal pattern, and we've sold off. And then the buyers we spoke about coming in at this fib setup here. So from those lows to those highs, came in at the 50%. Few daily candles there pierced below off this 100-day moving average as well, and we got a little bounce up. But then yesterday's daily candle bearish engulfing, and we've now sold off today as well. So yeah, that's what the Aussie's looking at. In terms of the next sort of selling, let's say if it closes below this today, it's all about the 61.8, and that also coincides with previous highs around here. So previous resistance may turn as support at that sort of 91.93s, or if you're looking at the round numbers, you could call it the 0.92s are coming at that similar sort of level. So keep an eye on that. That's the forex done. Let's have a look at the gold chart. Gold is just looking quite heavy really. No key fibs in play. We spoke about this previous support here. That got broken at sort of 1266s, 1265s. That got broken. So if we do get a bit of a bounce up today or the next couple of days, then keep an eye on that 1266s for a potential. That'll be the key sort of resistance there, I would have thought. In terms of shorter term time frames, nothing majorly of interest, although this fib on the sort of 4 hour be an interesting one. I think a lot of people will be looking at, and it should react quite well. And you can see the 50% lines up with that previous resistance as well, so that could be a decent one to look out for. And yeah, if you just keep it on the 1 hour chart as well, it's the same as the 4 hour chart. So yeah, that's gold pretty much. And that's the charts for today pretty much done. So yeah, if there's any other charts you want to have a look out for next week, then feel free to comment under the YouTube channel, or send us a tweet, which is our Twitter handle is @AGM Markets. Hope you have a great rest of the week trading, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.